Hey everybody, welcome back to Bourbon and Burns. I'm Chris. We got Jim back here with us today, and to continue on the series. So the last video that we filmed with D.H. Taylor was, what are we going to do next?
Yep.
And then it was what, the next day?
Maybe 2 days later.
2 days later, we get a drop notice that the Weller by Cohiba with the Antique 107 just dropped at OSI Tobacco. And so I went down there. You guys saw that video where we picked up where I got the Weller by Cohiba cigar. And so we're going to go ahead and give that one a shot.
Sounds good.
All right. So same packaging as every other year from 2021 on. It's got the metal tube, which the bands we gonna try and do something with. I don't know about the tube.
I've still got mine from the blue one, but
Me too.
I got to think of something to do with those.
So this cigar here is pretty close to the blue in its manufacture. I couldn't find too much difference. It is still a USA broadleaf binder. It is still a Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Honduran fillers, and also an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. And I think, other than maybe the specific contents and whatnot, the only difference may be that it's stored instead of Weller foolproof binders.
That is
or barrels.
From what I've read, it is the exact same blend, but the binder is aged in foolproof barrels instead of, 107 barrels instead of the foolproof barrels. But so it should be very similar. The only difference is what they aged the binder in, but it's the same binder, same everything.
And to me, this looks a little bit darker.
Yeah, and it smells
sweeter.
That's what I was just going to say. That it's very, I can't put my finger on it. Just a little sweeter, a little brighter aroma to it.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
Yeah,
really does. I mean,
it's not as earthy as the foolproof.
It almost has maybe like a honeysuckle smell to it a little bit.
Maybe
the sweetness
something
from like a honeysuckle or something of that nature. That's interesting.
Very, very good aroma, though.
Very good. So my cap is a little bit goofy. Is yours? Yeah, your cap is all the way down. I hopefully
mine's
that doesn't
not terrible.
Mess with anything. I'm gonna V-cut mine today. I think I V-cut the other one. What are you going with?
I think I'm gonna try a punch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try a punch on this one.
I have a smaller punch, I think, on my cigar. Lighter there.
I think this one will be good.
Pretty good draw with just a standard V cut, so I think I'll stick with that. And this is a Toro 6x50. It is fully made in the Dominican Republic, just with other binders and things of that nature in it. And yeah, that piece of that cap came off, so I think it's okay. I think it was just a little bit loose there. Yep. The rest of it seems to be pretty strong.
There we go.
So it's a little bit windy today, so we'll see how lighting goes out here.
Very nice draw on it.
When I first saw this come out a couple days after filming our last video, I was like, oh man, that's going to be awesome. I mean, it couldn't have been more perfect timing. Let's hope the cigar lives up to the other one. A lot of you guys gave me heat on a previous video for saying that I really like that Weller Cohiba, but it was a really good cigar.
It's good. It's very different than, much more different than the from the foolproof than I thought it would be.
It has the sweetness. Getting some of that leather.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting the chocolatey kind of notes that I got a little bit with the other Cohiba.
No.
I get the sweetness, and there is something like honeysuckle coming through to me. But it's not florally. It's like a sweet summer kind of flavor. Easy draw. So far, crystal clear, clean burn.
Yep.
And today, we are going to try it, obviously, with the Antique 107. And probably going to catch some hate out there for this as well. However, we're in Ohio. It is kind of land of the Weller, along with Texas.
It's not horribly tough to find.
Yeah, this bottle here is about you can get it about once a month. And as you can see, I got, since this was getting kind of low, I got another bottle in our last go around that we had. But Antique 107 is one of my favorite bourbons. It's a good bourbon to go with just about everything, being at 107 proof. It's not too hot. It's a smooth bourbon, being that it's weeded. It kind of cuts down on a lot of stuff. So I'm excited to see what the difference is with the 107 versus the foolproof and one of these cigars. We have something we're going to talk about here in a little bit as we get a little further into the cigar, but I think we're going to have probably a little differing of opinion whenever we get into our conversation here in a little bit. I don't think we'll agree on too much here in a few minutes.
Maybe.
Little teaser there for you guys. The first question to you, Jim, is the red band with the gold better than the blue?
I don't know. It's definitely, it's not bad, but I think I prefer the blue. It's basically the same band, just different color, but I think the blue makes the gold pop a little bit more than that red does.
Right there with you. So that's agreement number one. Nice light gray ash.
Yeah, the seams are a little bit more visible on this one than they were on the blue. But still good construction. Definitely the same amount of tooth and veins on the leaf as the blue.
And I wonder if part of that is because the cigar is a little bit darker. And they're just showing up a little more from the aging from the 107 barrels. Because neither one tells you exactly how long that they're aged for. So I wonder if that, obviously, that would probably play a part.
But the wrapper's not aged in the 107. It's just the binder. So there shouldn't be much of a difference with the wrapper. It definitely looks a little darker, though. That could just be the year to year on the leaf, though, too.
Yeah.
That could just be the weather they had in the field that grew these leaves this year versus last year's crop or something, too. It's hard to tell.
And it's real interesting how they check it. They'll go out and Aganorsa had a thing going on where he had to smoke different leaves one by one, and that's really how they test it. Similar to bourbon, they'll go out there, they'll taste each barrel. Is it ready? Is it not? How much time do we think we have? Because the seasons change, the crops change from year to year, and different things of that nature. It is really neat how they do that.
It's got to take a lot of skill, a lot more than I've got, I'm sure.
Yeah, they have a couple people like Aganorsa sells tobacco to almost every company. And the neat thing is they have only a couple people that go out there and do it. And I would assume most cigar factories, companies are the same way, probably, because and that's generational. So you grew up as a little kid going through that same thing, similar to bourbon. I think maybe that's why cigars and bourbon pair so well together, because it's a generational type of thing. There's not a lot of people, say like you or I, going in and getting into that, unless it's maybe logistics or something of that nature. But as far as tasting and setting, and totally different. I'm getting some sort of nuttiness coming through now. A little bit of nuttiness, a little bit of the sweetness is still there. Are you getting any like leather?
Yeah, I'm still getting leather, and I'm not sure if that's what I'm getting. It's got a little bit of it's not spiciness, but a little bit of a tart kick at the end. Not really tart either. There's something, I'm not sure what it is yet.
I don't know. To me, maybe it's like a fennel or like a garlic, but not garlic flavor. You know how that little bit of bite you get from garlic? It's not like spicy, but that's kind of what it's like to me.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, yeah.
I don't think it's as creamy and savory as the Weller Foolproof was.
No, but it's got a good mouthfeel, but it doesn't, it's not, like you said, it's not creamy.
I don't know. I'm probably halfway through the first third. I might give the bourbon here a taste. Tried and true right there.
Yep.
I mean, your vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon, caramel.
That is one thing. 107 is very consistent.
Yes, it is.
Definitely some cinnamon there.
I get a lot of cinnamon.
Yeah. Totally changes the finish of the smoke.
So that garlic style taste I was getting is gone.
Oh, yeah.
It mellowed that out. Might be a little bit more creamy now.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just a little more oily.
Yeah.
I think the smoke is hanging around in there, making it more oily, I guess. I don't know how else you really... There's more of a mouthfeel lingering to me. I had mentioned to you guys that Jim and I may disagree here, but I decided in today's video we would kind of go with maybe our top 5 cigars. And I think we both like a lot of different cigars, but I think we have a little bit different flavor profile on what we typically will grab initially in the humidor. And this isn't necessarily, this doesn't have to be necessarily your top 5 favorites. Okay. So it could be, I'll use an example, right? If one of them's a Brick House Fuma and it's such a great value and you have good luck with them and that's one of your cigars, go ahead and throw that in there. Right. So it could be, you know, all expensive ones and whatever your top 5 cigars are there, or, you know, if you throw one in, but we're going to kind of do a starting 5 all-star thing here.
All right.
Now, the question is, I didn't previously mention this to Jim, but do you want to go, we can't pick the same cigar? Or can we have the same player on each team? If, you know, is it more like a fantasy football team or more like a Survivor League where, you know, you can, 2 people can have the same team and at once?
If we're going for a dream team, then I would say we can't repeat. It'll be more fun that way too.
Okay. Gonna have to dig deep for this one then. I'll let you go first.
We going top to bottom or bottom to top?
Well, I guess since we're alternating, and I guess, so for instance, if I really wanted Brick House and I thought he was going to take Brick House, I may pick that cigar first. So it's kind of a crapshoot. It doesn't necessarily have to be either way. Just, this is where the strategy comes in a little.
I think I've got a couple that I know we're probably going to both pick. But are you going first or am I?
Go ahead.
All right. I think one that I just keep in my box all the time because it's one of my favorite ones is the Hoya de Nicaragua Dark Corojo. Super strong, real bold. You do not want to smoke it on an empty stomach, but it's just one that I have always enjoyed. So I always keep a few of those in the box.
That is one that I've actually never had. I think I've only had the...
You do not want to buy them and smoke them right away. I like to leave them, rotate through and keep them at least a few months of age in the humidor on them before I smoke them.
So for our viewers, why is that?
It just seems to not really... It's a little more harsh if you sometimes if you get one that doesn't have as much age on it. So it kind of tends to meld everything together and be a little bit smoother of a smoke after it's got a few months in the humidor, at least to me.
I think my first pick, I don't know that it's my favorite, but it's one of my go-tos. I'm going to go with the Liga number 9.
I figured that was going to be one.
And that's to keep it away from him, too. And that's just one that I liked so much. I did buy a box of. And I can smoke it without an empty stomach, or on an empty stomach. I can smoke it after any kind of meal, chicken, this, that, the other. It's a quality cigar. It burns well. I've never had an issue with the burn. So if I'm going somewhere, it's a consistent smoke that is very flavorful. It's bold, but not too bold to where you can't smoke it on an empty stomach, at least for me.
And it's very, like you said, consistent.
Yep.
If you pick one up last year and get another one next year, they're going to be very, very similar and good. That would have definitely been on my list. Let's see. The other thing I like about those is they've got a very distinct flavor. Sometimes you smoke a few different kinds of cigars and they've got the similar notes to them and not a lot of distinction between one versus the other, but that one is very different than a lot of things I've ever smoked. It just stands out a little bit more. And that's probably the same reason I'm going to pick Opus X for my next one. The Forbidden City is a really good one, but I'm not going to be particular on which Opus X. They're all pretty good.
And as you guys saw, it down at OSI, I picked one of them up. So I plan to smoke that and let you guys know my review on that one. I've never had an Opus X before. I'm real excited to try that one too.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed them.
Number 2 for me, I think I'm going to go with the Olmec Maduro. It's full-bodied, full flavor. That I could not drink on an empty stomach. Smoke, sorry. However, it gives so many complex flavors. And it is a consistent, but it gives you a little bit extra punch in that final third. And so if you're wanting something that really hits hard in that final third, they did a really good job with that one. So I think I'll go with that one.
That's a Foundation cigar, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they've got some very good blends.
And originally, I went to get a Tabernacle, and all they had, I think, was maybe the Super Lanceros, I believe. And so he's like, "Oh, I'll try the Olmec," and I was like, "Okay, you got it." And so kind of went that route. Yeah. It's a very good cigar.
Yeah, I got a sampler of their cigars at a cigar night up at Havana House. That was a really good one.
Still a consistent burn on this one. I am not getting that spice anymore. I think the bourbon has mellowed that out. And if I'm just smoking the cigar, the creaminess really isn't there. But after I take a sip of the bourbon, that creaminess hangs around for a little bit. But
it's starting to kind of bring in a little bit of that sweetness from the full proof, I think. The cigar is a little bit for me. Not nowhere near as much, but I'm starting to notice the sweetness a bit more.
And I think on the blue, there was much more of a chocolatey taste with like I think like we sort of mentioned, like almost like a Snickers in a way, where it was sweet, chocolatey,
nutty,
nutty and all that. And I'm not getting that with this cigar.
No.
Which is interesting.
Definitely bringing out some sweetness in that bourbon now too.
Yes.
So number 3. I'm probably going to have to go with the Herrera Esteli. That's another one of my go-tos. I've always got to keep a few of those in the box. The Habano. I've tried some of their other blends. They're good as well, but the Habano just is one of my favorites.
They have what? 4?
I think so.
3 or 4 blends of that.
I think there's a... now you're testing.
They have 2 Habanos, right? They're just a little bit different.
But they've got a Habano and a... Is it the Miami?
Let us know down in the comments if you know. But there's what, 4 different color wrapper
I believe
bands?
So, yeah.
Like a yellow, a blue, a red.
I think so. And I cannot remember what the 4th one is.
Is it green?
Yeah.
Green wrapper?
Yeah,
okay.
It is green.
Band. I say wrapper band. So I haven't had any of those yet. Have to give one a try. And you can kind of tell that so far it doesn't have to be a Cohiba, an Ashton, anything like that. Right. We are kind of all over the place. And I think that's the way I am with bourbon too. Literally, I prefer maybe wheateds, but I'm all over the place with that.
I enjoy the variety and just having something different each time.
Might be getting a small finger there.
I had a little bit. I think some of that's from, we've got a pretty decent breeze that if I keep rolling it, it seems to stay pretty even.
So number 3 for me. Do I go strategy here? And this is kind of off the cuff. So I'm sure we're probably going to leave out 1 or 2 and probably get hammered for it down in the comments. I'm sure. And that's okay. Let us know what you guys think. But one of my favorites, I'm going to go with the Cohiba Blue, the Weller Foolproof.
Yep, that was a good
cigar for number 3.
That would have been on my list.
Just the sweetness and I can't say for consistency because, at Same with this cigar here. MSRP is $29.99. So with the price point, I'm not going to go buy a box of them.
Right.
As much as I would love to, but that's a little too rich for my blood on a box and a daily cigar. But it was really good. Probably, if not my favorite, one of my favorites for sure. And I think that's where. And to be truthful, with the Weller Foolproof, just made it way better. So,
yeah, that's a very good choice. What else?
While he's thinking about that, just I'll kind of show you that a little bit. Just like that, that finger is gone. Just by blowing on the end and spinning it around a little bit into the wind. Because yes, it is a windy day here.
How's your draw? Is it staying open or is it tightening up a little bit?
It's staying open for me.
Mine's tightening up a little bit.
Is it?
Getting decent amount of, not a lot, and I'm not noticing it, but there's a little bit of moisture coming through in the filler on the end where I punched it. That opened it up a lot, just giving it a little squeeze around the edge around the punch. It definitely made it draw a lot nicer.
So that's a little tip for you guys. And to be honest, my lighter has a punch on the bottom of it. And I used to use the punch quite a bit because I like using the punch on the Connecticut's. The Macanudo Golds. So that's where I kind of went for a long time. And I learned, actually, I think from you, I think you told me I was smoking one day and I was like, man, I'm just having trouble with this. And he's like, just turn it, spin it, and pinch it just a little bit. Yeah. And it'll help open that up a little bit. So
yeah, usually that'll help give it a little separation so that it gets a little more airflow. And once in a while you'll get that this is what I was talking about with a little bit of age. Because these were just released, I'm sure they don't have as much age, but if this sat in the humidor for a couple months, it probably would not be getting the tar coming out the end there, which it's not to the point yet where it has a very, very acrid taste if you hit your tongue with it, but this isn't to that point yet. Just looks like some moisture so far, but I think my next one is going to have to be, what are we on, number 4?
Yes.
I forget what they used to call them, but it's the Perdomo bourbon barrel aged. I prefer the Habanos, and those are a really good stick.
So I just picked up a while back, I think it was in August, the Maduro. So I'm excited to try those, but I have not had either the Habano or the Maduros.
Yeah. Have you had the Connecticut?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no. They've got 3 different blends for that one.
Actually, as far as, let me think about this a second. As far as barrel age, the Cohibas are the only ones that I've had that have actually been, I take that back. The Pappy Van Winkle one I had.
That was the whole thing I had to have been barrel aged, or maybe the wrapper, because that was a very distinct.
Yes.
It reminded me a lot of the Muat from Drew Estates, the Kentucky Fire Cured, which is different than the barrel aged, but there's some similarities there. You get that long leaf chewing tobacco smell on the wrapper.
And that's like smoked or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's when they've got the tobacco hanging in the barn, and it's more what they do for pipe tobacco and chewing tobacco.
Okay.
They start little, I think, hickory. I'm not 100% certain on the type of wood, but I think they use hickory, and they make big, long fires in the barn, and then all that smoke just smokes the tobacco leaves that are hanging above it in the barns.
How are you doing on your cigar? Are you about to? You already pulled the band off.
Yep.
So we're now into the second third. Are you getting anything much different? I'm getting about the same flavors.
Yeah, hasn't really changed a ton. There's definitely the sweetness is kind of tapering off a bit, bringing out a little bit more of the leather and the earthiness to it. But it's definitely developing a bit from what the first third was.
I would say that there is more of a leather. I completely agree with that. And maybe a little bit of the earthy tones, like the oak.
Yeah.
I think is coming through a little bit. And I don't know if that's because there's more bourbon, but this bourbon's pretty sweet. And I think that's where more of the sweetness is coming from. I think the cigar is more earthy now.
Yeah.
All right. So got 2 more left. You have 1 left. So I'm trying to decide between 3 for 2 picks right now. And that's where my conundrum sort of is. Because you guys can kind of tell I'm sort of down a specific lane. And he's all over the map. Yes, in basketball terms, I guess I'm picking all guards and he's picking a whole team and or something of that nature. All right. This is one that kind of goes back a long time and one of my favorite lawnmower cigars. I'm going to go with the Macanudo Gold. Connecticut. Simple cigar. Consistency for me is always there.
Yeah.
I think it's so far my favorite Connecticut that I've had. I think it beats a few of them out, and I wanted to change it up a little bit to a cigar that, you know, kind of goes with about everything. You know, it's not super full flavored, but it has some flavor to it and is a little easier on the budget than a few of the other ones I've mentioned. Yeah, I think I'll go with the Macanudo Gold.
Now, which are those what do they call them? The Hampton Court, or is that their standard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like the York.
Yeah.
The Macanudo Cafe is kind of in that line a little bit. And yeah, Duke of York, I believe is what they. But yeah, the Macanudo Gold is like a little bit of a step up from those.
I don't know that I've had that one, but I've had their Crew Royale, I think, is one of their Maduros.
Which that's a decent one. Yeah. And so your moisture you were talking about, I think you're a little further along, but now I'm getting just a little bit of it. You might be able to see it there in the sun.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep. So we maybe should have let these age a little bit.
I've got another one in my box that I plan to.
So I thought about going and getting another one, but I think if I do happen to go back and get another one, I'll get a blue. I'll get a full proof. But I did see the Fuente Pink.
Oh, yeah.
Just came out. So, yeah. Let me know, guys. Should we pick up one of those and smoke one of them?
I almost bought some of those last year. They had 5-packs that they were selling that I was tossing it around, but opted not to. They're a little bit cheaper than the Opus X, but I've heard good things.
Do you have a favorite Opus X? Like, because I just got the Fuente Opus X, just the normal kind of. I didn't go. They had what was it, a 25 year?
I have not tried that one yet. I think I've had the regular, and then the Forbidden City, and the Lost City.
Okay.
And my favorite was definitely the Forbidden City, but I think that was also my first one, so maybe it's a little biased because it was so distinct and different than anything I had smoked up to that point.
And I want to say the 25 year is like $80.
Oh yeah,
somewhere around there.
I won't be buying any of those.
Yeah, unless I rack up a whole bunch of points or something of that nature. Yeah. But I would still probably do something else.
If I was going to pick a Connecticut to round out my choices,
you can pick whatever you want, but like a lot of people I know aren't fans of Connecticut's. They just don't have enough flavor. But that's like, I call it the lawnmower cigar.
Yeah.
Although, truth be told, I used to smoke them on a lawnmower, but I don't anymore because I have a zero turn. It's a little harder to smoke. With a wheel, you can kind of, you can have a beer and or whatever, but actually don't do that. That's illegal. You can get pulled over for that.
Oh, let's see. If they still made them, I'm going to have to cheat a little bit here. If they still made them, I think I would go with the CYB because I've got a box of those and they were great. It's maybe not quite a Connecticut, but a really nice blend. It was a joint venture between a couple different blenders they had at Hoya de Nicaragua, the Suenca y Blanco, but you can't find those anymore. I bought a box of 25 way back when, and I still have, I think, 4 of them left. But I think they quit making those back in like 2018 or something like that even. It was a while ago. But I think for just a go-to, super consistent, good Connecticut, I'd have to go with the Perdomo champagne. And I was listening to a podcast the other day. They were talking about it. It was they sell 1 million of each Vitola of that cigar a year. It is just super consistent, always a good burn. They draw test all their cigars. That was another stat that they had on that. They can draw test 18 cigars a second at the factory. Wow. And their quality definitely shows. It's a good cigar.
That is actually, there's one missing out of your top 5 that I fully expected, but
I probably just forgot about it.
Didn't. And it's one of the ones that of the 3, the last 2 of the 3 that I was thinking. So you gave an honorable mention, I guess.
Yep.
A 6th man, we'll call it, if we're in basketball terms, or
one sub in case somebody gets into foul trouble.
So So my sub then, I guess, would be the Oliva V Melanio.
Mm.
Kind of gets into that consistency, full flavor, but they make a gazillion of them.
Yeah. And Oliva's great quality too.
So here's the thing. I want you guys to try and do it, because whenever you get down to trying to pick a 5, it gets really tough. It really does, because whether you go and for whatever situations, this is pretty tough. I didn't expect it. Really. I think my number 5 though would be the Blackened M81.
Oh, yep, those are good.
I think it's really good cigar, decent price point.
Goes very well with the whiskey.
Mm-hmm. It is full flavored. Again, that one I have to eat beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
It does pack a punch, but it is filled with a lot of different complex flavors, especially whenever you add in the Blackened whiskey to it.
Yeah.
I think that would probably round out my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know what your top 5 is. Here is kind of our round off top 5. I will put pictures of each one in case some of you haven't ever had. We'll add that into the video, pictures of each. If I can find a picture of that CYB, I don't know.
If you can't, let me know. I can take a picture.
There you go. So somehow we'll get a picture of that one in there.
I think you can still see still a few of the online vendors that they still list them, but just have been out of stock for years.
And I didn't put this one. This is a really good cigar so far, moving through the final third, the second third. But at the price point, I don't think it's as good as the blue.
No.
But it is a really good cigar. I mean, it holds up pretty well to some of the other ones. I'm just getting... You probably like it a little bit more. I'm getting more of like an earthy...
Yeah.
Almost Habano note to it. I'm not getting as much of the Sumatra.
Yeah.
That I'll typically get. That creaminess, the type of flavor that a lot of times I get from that type of a cigar.
Yeah. Definitely getting... I'm just about to the final third. And it's definitely getting more of the earthiness, a little hint of pepper. Not the sweetness is pretty much gone at this point for me.
So I did have to do a relight here because, of us BSing, and I let it go out. So I don't think it's necessarily the cigar's fault. I think it's probably my fault.
Mine's getting a little wonky too, probably for the same reason.
And back to our other video, there are, different things you can do, but like Jim said prior to, don't be afraid to relight it either. That's okay.
Yeah, as long as it's, right now and not tomorrow morning. I've smelled cigars after they've sat for a night and they get pretty rank by the next day.
So I think the bourbon is getting affected more by the cigar than
the
vice cigar versa. Getting affected by the bourbon, I think. Which was not that way with the Weller Blue Cohiba. Which I would like to try and find the 2023 or 2022 version.
They sell a humidor gift pack.
Yes.
That is supposed to be coming out now that's got one of each year. There's 4 of them.
Yeah. And I think they did the same thing last year.
They did, but it's double the price of what last year's was.
It is. I want to say, because each cigar would be about $30. So that'd be 120. I want to say that gift pack is like $150.
The one from last year was a $150.
Okay.
The one for this year is $300.
Oh, snap. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because
it comes with 2 glasses and a humidor.
Yep.
And it's a very nice looking humidor.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're the double wall rocks glasses.
Yeah. And they come in a fancy case thing too, don't they?
No, that's a different accessory pack. They just come, it's a glass top humidor. The door splits in the middle. You got the 2 glasses over here and the 4 cigars over on the other side.
Okay, so that's different than what I saw then. The one I saw had like
a black travel humidor.
Yeah, with the tubes and the glasses go in like tubes. Almost like E.H. Taylor sort of thing.
I think it also came with a cutter, like a tabletop cutter.
Okay.
It should be interesting to see what happens with Hoya de Nicaragua. Apparently they are no longer contracted for sales through, I don't know how it all works, but Drew Estate handled their distribution in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with them moving forward, if they're going to get any tougher to find. Because they've got several different blends now too that they're all real good.
I think the Antano 1970 that's a good blend there. I like that blend. And I've had one other, but I don't remember what it was.
They've got a Quattro, I think, or Quattro Cinco. I can't remember which.
I'm trying to think. They have a.
One day I was at OSI and picked up one of each of their newer blends that I hadn't had yet, and they were all really good.
This was years ago. I don't remember which one. I probably haven't had one of those in 5 years.
Yeah.
I think. And I don't remember which one that was. I'm sure someone on the comments will nail us for
probably
no Padrones.
I was thinking of that. Padrones are awesome. They're pricey though.
Yeah.
My son had a is it 1923 or 1926, whatever year it is. They're number 9.
Mm.
And he said that when he was at Bourbon in Pittsburgh, he had a Liga number 9 and a Padron 1926 or 3 or whatever it is.
26.
Yeah, 26 number 9, and he said that was very good.
It's been a long time since I had a Padron. 1926. And it was really good. But if I remember correctly, it just didn't have the flavor profile because, like, I'm more of a Maduro guy.
Mm.
And I think they have a Maduro.
They've got a Maduro version,
but it wasn't the one I smoked. So I should probably go pick another one of them up and go through. But since I don't smoke a cigar every day, it's hard to get through because you guys saw OSI's humidor. I mean, if you picked one every day and you smoked one cigar every day,
it'd take you for years.
So for those of you banging us in the comments of this cigar or that cigar, you can only smoke so many, and it's hard to get through all of them. Yeah. So that's, I think, why I jump around so much.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of it too, is absolutely trying something new and seeing what you get out of it. But I've just got the few that are my go-tos when I can't decide. I don't want to try something that I may or may not like. I've got the old standbys.
Yep. And I do need to pick up a CAO Brasilia, because a lot of you have mentioned those in the comments to pick up. So probably next time I'm out, I will probably pick one of them up. People say that those are pretty good.
CAO makes some good cigars. Yeah. The one that surprised me, I've only had one of them, but it was really good and it was cheap, is the something Soul. It's got a, like, if I remember right, it was a green label.
I don't think I've had that one.
It was surprisingly good, and I mean, that was probably 10 years ago, but it was like a $4 or $5 cigar.
Yeah, their MX2 is pretty good. Mm-hmm. For a lower priced, and the flavor. So again, maybe you guys beating us up for not putting a Padron or something in there. That's kind of part of it. The value, the flavor to value, and what you get similar to bourbon. I will say, well, okay, let me back up a little bit here. So I put that Knob Creek 21 year in probably it's going to be in the whiskey of the year talks, and or bourbon, whatever you guys. I'm going to say whiskey because they throw other stuff in there, but for me, I'm going to throw it in the whiskey of the year catalog for me, because there are one or two that I've had this year that are actually whiskeys because they've been blended or something of that nature. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Jim. You tried that Knob Creek 21.
Oh, it was good.
Because you brought me the bottle. So, of course, he picked it up for me. So I'm, of course, going to let you try it. Hey, thanks for getting me that bottle. You don't get to taste it. I may be an a-hole, okay, to some, but not that much. But
that was a good one.
I mean, what were your kind of thoughts on that?
Like, very oaky, real sweet at the front of the palate, but didn't really carry through the mid palate or the finish, but super sweet off the start.
And just so y'all know, that's, like what we got. And as soon as he said that, I said, it's exactly what we got. And
yeah, it
shocked me for 21 years. Like, I was expecting full straight on oak bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you didn't mention this to me, but I have to ask you, because did you get any nuttiness flavor? Like that Jim Beam nuttiness that you get from everything else? Did you pick any of that out?
I did not get a ton of it. There was a little bit kind of on the finish, but and a bit of banana too, which I don't remember if I really get that usually with Jim Beam products. Well, yeah, I do. Like the old granddad. Was it 114?
The OGD 114.
Yeah, I get a little bit of that banana
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit on the nose, not on the palate at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a little bit of that with the 21. A lot on the nose, not on the palate with it. And just very sweet off the start, and then kind of the finish. I really noticed a lot of the oak there, but not so much on the front or the mid palate.
Yeah,
lots of like caramely, butterscotchy kind of flavors to it.
Yeah, I'm starting to get some bitterness from the cigar a little bit as I get further into the burn.
Yeah,
I think
mine's kind of coming through more as like peppery. Whatever you do, don't touch the little bubbles of tar that are coming out on those. Those do not taste great.
No, they definitely do not. And I'm going to try and kind of show you guys this, but it's hopefully that'll focus in there so you guys can kind of see it a little bit. Okay, so in every other video of this series, we've tried. So I guess the Weller Foolproof we did not.
No.
But the Eagle and the E.H. Taylor we have. We're going to throw a little bit of a curveball in. So for those of you that are still watching, we appreciate it. We're going to throw in, I don't even know if this might even be a different sport. Okay. It might not even be a curveball. It may be so left field that it's not even a curveball. So we're going to try something a little bit wild here. Jim brought over a bottle, and I have not had it. I've heard good things about it. He can explain to you how he got it, because I have a similar bottle, but not this bottle, and this is the one I was more so hoping to get, but he picked it up.
Yep, it was a gift from a friend for my kid got married recently, so that was a gift to me for it. But it's Old Elk cigar cut, and it should be, hopefully it lives up to the hype, but we'll see here in a minute.
Yeah, let's give it a fresh crack.
So we are back with the bottle. We're going to give it a fresh crack here.
Cigar stayed lit, so that's a good thing. Yeah,
I'm doubting if mine will. Let's see what we got here. That's a nice pop.
Yes, it is. That is a interesting topper. Oh, I can't wait for you to smell that.
Yeah, that is very. I'm not sure if that's real elk antler, but it looks like it.
Man, I will try and look that up, but if you guys know, let us know.
It's a lot different than the 107, that's for certain.
It is definitely not what I expected. I mean, so when I hear cigar cut of anything, and I've only had the Joseph A. Magnus cigar blend, and it didn't smell like this, but I mean, it's got good color. I mean, it's
got decent legs.
It looks pretty viscous. I mean, it's What proof is that?
That's a good question. 110.
110. Okay. So you cracked it open, and I immediately stuck my schnauzer down in that thing, and I don't get any burn.
No, just a tiny little bit but not much at all.
I mean, a 110, you typically stick your nose down in it, and
especially with the neck pour.
Yes, and I didn't get any of that.
So let's see. It's a blend of 4. It's got sherry cask, Armagnac, port, and cognac. The sherry cask finish was 1.5 years, 1.25 for Armagnac, 3 to 8 months for port, and 3 to 6 months for cognac. Aside from that, I don't see
you can
a particular age statement on there.
That guy down there. It's
I don't think I'm going to be as lucky as you were.
I think MSRP is 130 or 140 bucks.
Yeah,
on that bottle.
I think 130.
I get a lot of sweet smell, similar to the 1792 cognac.
Yeah,
but there's something else in there of a fruitiness.
The sherry is usually a pretty fruity nose.
Sweet tarts. It's like sweet tarts.
Yeah, I can see that.
Smarties. It'd be Smarties.
Yeah.
So the little tiny ones. And Halloween is almost upon us. So
I think this might be the first time I've had anything with, well, no, I think the Joseph Magnus has Armagnac in it.
Maybe. I've had the Hogsworth that is a blend of bourbon whiskey and Armagnac. And that was definitely an interesting bottle. You guys will probably see that in a Fresh Crack video.
Ready to give it a try?
Yeah. Wow. Cheers. Huh.
It's got a nice long finish to it. Wow. Definitely changes what you get on a cigar, too.
Really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It is fruity. But it has a sweetness. Like, I mean, there's some berries that I'm getting.
Yeah.
And with the cigar, then, dare I say it, it's better than actually with the 107.
A lot of cherry. Is it cherry?
For me, I don't think it's cherry. You might get that. I don't eat cherries. I mean, I love the smell of them and stuff like that, and I do get some cherry flavor, but for me, it's almost like a wild raspberry or something in that realm.
Yeah, it's good.
Definitely a It's a more of a mouthfeel too.
Yeah.
Than the antique.
And
for certain.
It's only three proof difference.
Yeah.
But definitely a more viscous mouthfeel.
Yep. And with the cigar, I think it brings out a little more of the sweetness.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it definitely amps up the sweetness. The sweetness is definitely back on the cigar with this.
Yep. So this definitely has way more of a fruit forward aroma and flavor profile than what I expected.
Yeah.
I think.
I get that with a lot of sherry finishes. And port is not usually all that fruity. A little bit maybe, but I don't have a lot of experience with Armagnac or Cognac.
Yeah, and I think the only cognac I've had been the 1792. Or isn't that in the blackened? They mix a little bit in there.
The cask strength that I had was black sherry.
Black sherry, okay.
If I remember right.
And that's, so whenever you see the bourbons or whiskeys finished in the sherry, they're always more expensive because they're really trying to get some of that, I guess the sherry casks are super expensive.
Well, it depends also because there's what's it called? Solara sherry, where they just continue to use giant casks. And then as they take some out, they just keep adding more. And so Solara just means that they never really empty the cask. They just keep using it, keep adding new fresh stuff to the old stuff. So you could have stuff in there from who knows when, from the first batch that they put in there that is still mixing with all the other stuff. Not all sherries are like that, but.
So do you have any idea? Is there a limit how many times they use them?
I do not.
Yeah. I don't pay much attention to wines and things of that nature. It's not my jam, but bourbon finished in them is pretty good. This is a really good.
Really getting a lot of caramel and fruit. That is real good.
Mm-hmm. And I still go back to like the Smarties. Like I don't know if you guys are like me, you open a whole pack, a little package of them, and you just stuff them all in your mouth. As a kid, that's like what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
The smell. I don't get that much I don't get that much fruitiness, but I get a lot of the sweetness on the taste.
I get a lot of oak on the finish, but not so much in the front or the mid palate.
Yep.
Just kind of that oak tannin kind of. It's not as drying as some. I'd put that up there pretty close to Magnus for the cigar blend. It would definitely hold its own with the strong cigar.
I think the Magnus has a little more of the. Well, we should do a video on it, I think. But I think the Magnus has less fruit forward to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more of a leather tobacco type flavor. A little bit drier.
Mm-hmm.
Because this to me isn't that dry.
I want to say the Magnus was a bit higher proof too, in the teens somewhere.
Yes, 117
maybe, or was it?
Yeah, it's a little higher proof, I want to say.
What did I say this one was?
110.
110.
Yeah. And it does not drink like 110.
No.
So, if you guys get a bottle of this and you're drinking it, be careful. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it does not drink like 110, that's for certain.
It definitely does not. And that's the neck pour, too. So, I can only imagine it's probably going to open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And although I've noticed with Finnish whiskeys, there's not as much fluctuation with the neck pour comparatively, but every single bottle is probably different. And I don't mean like every single bottle out of this batch is necessarily different, but every one is a little bit.
Yeah.
Every whiskey is a little bit different as far as opening up, in that regard. But so what do you think, Jim, on overall the cigar and with the Weller Antique? I guess we'll start there. What are your overall perceptions?
It was good. I don't know that I would be buying more of the antique cigars, but it was good. I think it might be better paired with something else, but probably not one that I'm going to be buying more of. We'll see if that one I've gotten the humidor after a couple months, if that changes my mind when I smoke it later. But first impression's probably not one I would be buying more of. If it's any indication, I did buy another blue while I was there, and when I got these, so that one I think is still definitely ahead of the red for sure.
And I'm going to use a line from Catch Me If You Can. I concur. That is pretty much my thoughts exactly as well. And I think the blue had so much more complexity, and that could be due to age, or it might just be that the extra higher proof from the barrel and how long it was aged, because of Sazerac, they don't tell you much, like how long it was aged in the barrels. The blue could have been aged for, we'll just say, throw out a number, 3 years, whereas the antique was 3 days. Obviously you can tell that it was longer than 3 days, but they don't give you an idea. So maybe, or it could have been longer. But I didn't get as much of that flavor that I thought I would get from that binder that you get from the bourbon.
Yeah.
I didn't get as much of that. And maybe it's the age of the cigar, not letting it rest, versus, maybe it just wasn't aged in the barrel as long.
Yeah. And the full proof that's a single barrel, I believe, isn't it? Is it a single barrel? I know I got mine on single barrel Saturday, but
yeah, I believe it's batch, but they do single barrels of them, similar to the antique.
Yeah.
However, with the antique, I do know this. An antique single barrel can be uncut, unfiltered, and some are not. So it depends. And you guys let me know. I don't know if they do that with foolproof. I think their single barrels, because they're foolproof, are just totally, I think all of them are uncut, unfiltered. So maybe it depends a little bit there too. Yeah. With this cigar and with the bourbon, it's so hard to tell. You can only guess. But I would say that, yeah, the blue is definitely better. This one probably would not rate in my top 5.
No.
No. Probably not even my top
I'm
10.
not disappointed that I bought one and tried it, but
yeah,
it's not one that I would buy again.
Yeah. The Old Elk is really good. If you like a more fruit forward whiskey, a more complex.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot more flavors in there. I can't even pick them all out. It's just so different.
And 107 is one of my favorite bourbons because I like that profile, similar to my top 5 cigar list. But there is much more complexity in the cigar cut. I would like to try it with that would probably be good with a really, really good with a JC Newman cigar. Something that is not a Maduro, but a full flavored, full bodied, type of cigar. I think it would really shine.
Yeah, it would definitely hold up
in that regard.
Every time I smell it, I get more stuff.
It's amazing.
Getting a little bit of the honey and wood kind of flavor on the nose.
I'm getting a little bit like of a maple syrup. Almost.
Yeah, I can see
like
that.
When you crack a tree or drill a tree.
Yep.
So it's really good. Thank you, Jim, for bringing the bottle.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Any parting words?
I don't think so. I would have to try this again to see after it mellows out a little bit. It is a high price tag, but it's still $50 cheaper than Magnus, so it's not too bad of a bottle for that.
Just to let you guys know, the Old Elk brand not so long ago just got purchased by Middle West Spirits, which is in Columbus, Ohio. And I'm hoping that will give us a little more access to Old Elk than what we've had here in Ohio in the past. It's been pretty tricky.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. So if you guys, as always, are enjoying the content, please like the channel. Please subscribe. Like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any particular thoughts on anything, the cigar we've tried, the bourbons we've tried today, let us know down in the comments. But as always, it's much more exciting to and pleasurable to have bourbon and cigar with friends, people that you enjoy being around. Have a great day. Hope to see you out there on the Bourbon Trail. Cheers.
Cheers.